morning, students. I am NV Krishna Rao, Assistant Professor CSC Department. I am handling the compiler design. So, in the last class, we have seen the canonical LR passing method and construction of the passing table. So, in this today's class, we'll continue with some more example. Right? We discussed about the construction example for the CLR passing method. Now, we considering this example. S gives CC, C gives small c, terminal C and variable C gives terminal D. So, these are the predictions that are given. Now, for these predictions, we must add a new prediction, that is S dash gives S. We must include this S dash gives S. Okay. Now, here we added the new prediction S dash gives S. Right? Now, we start with our I0 group. First one, I0 group. In this I0 group, we consider S dash gives dot S followed by terminal. Right? It must be followed by terminal. How we get the terminal? The terminal will be follow of S dash dollar. Here, follow of S dash dollar. There is no S dash in the given predictions. So, the follow of S dash, it will be dollar sign. So, just we include dollar sign. We include dollar sign. Okay. I0 S dash gives dot S comma dollar. So, simply we include dollar sign. It is important how you determine the terminal. The lookahead symbol, lookahead terminal is obtained from the follow of the root followed by dollar sign. Now, dot followed by S. So, you must include S prediction. You must include S prediction. That is capital CC. Now, you have to add the terminal symbols. How will you add the terminal symbols? How will you add the terminal symbols? Then, the terminal symbols for this one will be the first of beta A, where beta is epsilon now and A is a dollar sign. So, it results only the dollar sign. It results dollar sign. For the first prediction, we have to consider follow of the root followed by dollar sign. For the all in the expansion of the closure group, we consider first of beta. We must consider first of beta. Right? So, we must consider first of beta. Right? So, here, the beta here is epsilon. A is the terminal dollar sign. So, which results the dollar. So, which gives S gives dot CC dollar. Okay. Now, dot C. Once again, same story. So, expand the C predictions. Right. Here, we have to C production. Dot terminal C, capital C. Then C gives dot D. Now here, what is the first of beta A? What is first of beta A? For this production, from this production, first of beta A is first of capital C dollar sign, which results C comma D, which results C comma D, terminal C and D. Listen, you have to consider first of capital C dollar. So in the first of capital C dollar, so the first one is variable. So what is the first of variable C? It is small c and small d. Okay. So here for this both productions we include CRT. Okay. Now the dot is followed by a terminals. So the group is completed. Right? Finding the terminals associated with the productions, the lookahead symbols are obtained by using two forms. Follow of root followed by dollar sign for the first production, and for all the remaining production in the closer group will we use the first of beta A. First of beta A. So using that one, we'll find the look ahead symbols for each productions in the closer group. Right? So here the terminals are followed by the dot is followed by terminals. So the group is completed. Our this I naught group is completed. Right? This I naught group is completed. Okay. Now here dot is followed by capital S, capital C, small d. So they will be a go-to operations. A go-to operation on S, on variable C, on terminal C. This is terminal C. This is variable C. Right? I will add as terminal C. Okay. To differentiate variable and terminal C. Right? On terminal D. So there will be a go-to operations on capital variable C, capital variable S, terminal C, terminal D. So they will be a go-to operations. Now we'll find the result of go-to operation and its respect to closer groups. This S will change as S dash use S dot comma dollar sign. This is a I1. Right? Dot S will become S dot on S. Dot S will become S dot on go to operation of S. Now dot is at the end, so we no need to add some more productions in this closure group. Next, variable C. Now when you consider variable C, results as S use C dot C followed by dollar sign. Right? S use C dot C followed by dollar sign. Okay. Now what is happening? Dot followed by C. So add C productions. Add C productions. Add C productions. Right. Now question starts. What is the lookout symbols? Same story. What is first of beta A? Here this is epsilon. Here it is a dollar sign. Will result dollar sign. So it will be the dollar sign. Right? So this is dot followed by terminals only. We complete this closure group. That is I2. Right? This is I2. Now terminal C is the input. If terminal C is the input, if terminal C is the input, C gives terminal C dot variable C followed by C. Go to operation on terminal C. Then dot terminal C will become as dot terminal C followed by dot. Now C dot followed by variable C. Then you must add the C productions. You must add the C production. So simply dot terminal C capital C dot D. What will be the lookout symbols? The lookout symbols will be the first of beta A, right? Where this beta is epsilon. Here the symbols are terminal C and D. So here we consider both terminal C and D. We consider both terminal and C and D. They are terminal followed by dot followed by terminals only. So no need to add no any other productions in this closure. So we'll make it as I3. Is it clear? So now we are constructing the closure groups and go to operations on the given grammar. So after constructing these groups, then we can construct parsing table. Right? Now, so that I3 is completed. Then D is the input. We go to operation on D. Go to operation on D. So the dots D will become now C gives dot D become as D dot. Followed by terminal C and D. Right? Terminal C and D. Okay? Is it clear? This we refer as I4. We refer this one as I4. So from the I0 group, there are 4 go-to operations. The 4 go-to operations respectively I1, I2, I3, I4. Okay? Now, we start with the I1 once again. In I1, dot at the end. So there will not be any go-to operations. Now, I2 group. I2 group, dot followed by capital C, dot followed by small c, terminal C, then dot followed by D. So there are 3 symbols. There are 3 symbols after the dot. Right? Now, on variable C, it gives C dot C as CC dot followed by terminal. Right? That is a we refer as I5 group. So we refer as I5. Then terminal C and terminal D. Now terminal C is the input. S gives, okay, not S, on terminal C, C gives terminal C dot variable C followed by $sign. Right? Now, if we observe here, dot followed by variable, add variable productions, add variable productions. So we added the both productions. Now, what is a terminal? Should have to add. What is the lookahead symbol for these productions? Same story. First of beta A, the beta is epsilon. First of beta A, beta is epsilon, A is a dollar, so simply it is as dollar. This we refer as I6 group. We refer this as I6 group. Okay, our I6 also over. Then I2 go to operations is completed. One more is there, no? On D. On D. Right? Go to operation on D. So C D dot dollar. C D dot dollar. Right? So that is a I7. That is I7. I6, I7. Now I3. What are the symbols followed by dot? Variable C, terminal C, terminal D. So there will be a transitions on these symbols. The first. So on variable C, C gives terminal C, variable C dot followed by terminal C, terminal D here. Dot at the end, simply close this and say it as I8. Okay. Now, terminal C is the input. If the terminal C is the input, you will get the same group. Dot terminal C, capital C, will become as terminal C dot variable C, and the lookahead symbols will be the same as in I3. So this I3 is self-recursive. So on terminal C, we'll get the same. Now, next, on D, C gives dot D. On D, will give D dot. What are the terminal symbols? Small c slash D. So here, this will become as this one. Right? So here on the terminal D, I3 goes to I4. So I3 go to operations are over. Then I4. In I4, dot at the end, so there will not be any go to operations. Then I4 next goes to I5. I5 also go to is dot is at the end, dot is at the end, so there will not be any go to operations. Then I6. In I6, dot followed by capital C, dot followed by small c, terminal C, dot followed by terminal D. Okay? Terminal D. Now, if variable C is the input, it become as terminal C, variable C, followed by dot, followed by dollar sign. So this is I9. Now, if the terminal C is the input, what happened? Variable C gives terminal C dot variable C followed by dollar sign. Means it is also self recursion. So I6 on terminal C will go to the I6 only. On D, right? On D. On D, variable terminal D, they will be a go to operation which results C gives dot D dollar sign results to D dot dollar sign, which is I7. So I6, I6, I6 on small d, it goes to the I7. I6 on small d, it goes to the I7. Okay? Then I6 is over. I7 dot at the end, no go to operations. Then I8 dot at the end, no go to operations. Then I9 dot at the end, no go to operations. There are no more groups to check. So the completion of DFA of given grammar for considering the closure groups and go to operations is completed. Okay, from this DFA of closure groups, we have to construct the canonical LR passing table. Canonical LR passing table we have to construct. What are the terminal symbols? The terminal symbols are small c, small d, dollar sign. Then variables are capital S, capital C. That are the variables. So these variables are referred as go to part. These are referred as action part. Right? Now, how many groups are there? States are there? The states are 9 states starting from 0. Right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 groups. There are 9 groups. Okay? There are 9 groups. First, I0 group. How many go to operations? There are 2 go to operations on variables, 2 go to operations on terminals. On as going to I1. Right? On as going to I1. Then on variable C going to I2. Right? On variable C going to I2. Next, on terminal C going to I3. On terminal C going to I3. On terminal C going to I3. If terminal, we have to say S3 shift action. Right? We have to specify as S3 shift action. Then on D going to I4. On D it is going to I4. Right? On D going to S4. Right? Then what is state 1? State 1 dot at the end. State 1 dot at the end. Then what is the production? The production is special production. S dash Q's S dot followed by dollar sign. Simply it is a special production. So $1 say accept. Since it's a special production that S dash Q's S dot, simply we say $1 is accept. $1 is accept. Okay? Is it clear? Then what is second state? The I2 is a second state. It has 3 go-to operations. I5, I6, I7. First go-to operation on variable C going to I5. So, state 2. So, state 2 on variable C going to state 5. Right? Is it clear? So, on I2 on variable C going to I5. Right? Now, I2. I2, what is another go-to operation? Terminal C. On terminal C, where it is going to? I6 is going to I6. So here, second state on terminal C going to S6 shift 6. Since it is a terminal, we have to specify shift 6 S6. Now, then I4. Okay, there is one more D. I2 on terminal D going to I7. Right? Is going to I7. Right? On terminal D. Simply on D we say as 7. On D simply we say as 7. Okay, is it clear? I2 state, second state is completed. Next, I3. I3 has 3 go-to operations once again. I3 has 3 go-to operations. On variable C going to I8. Right? I3 going I8 on variable C. On variable C is going to I8. Terminal C, same row. Terminal C, same row. So, it will be the I3 only. So, S3. Then, D. On D is going to I4. I3 on terminal D is going to I4. So if it is a terminal, we has to write in the action part as S4, S3, S4 and 8. S3, S4, 8. Then, what is fourth group? Right? Fourth state. Fourth state, dot at the end. Fourth state, dot at the end. What is the production number? This is the 1, this is 2, this is 3 productions. Dot and for which production? Third production. Then what are the symbols we have? Terminal symbols C and D. In the both the terminal columns, write as R3. Reduce the production number 3. So I4 state 4 has the R3 and R3 in the both the columns C and D. In the both the column C and D. So simply we say reduce 3 in both columns. Okay? Is it clear? So we are writing the reduce production number 3 in the look at symbol columns. So the look at symbols are C and D. So in the both the columns, we have to write this one. Okay. Then state 5. The state 5 is a dot end. The state 5 is a dot end. For which production it is dot end? It is a dot end for the production number 1. What is the look at symbol? The look at symbol is dollar. The look at symbol is dollar. Right? The look at symbol is dollar. So simplify dollar. Or 1. Reduce the production number 1. Reduce the production number 1. Reduce the production number 1. That is R1. Now, what is state 6? State 6 here. I6. State 6. It has 3 go-to operations. On variable C, on terminal C, on terminal D. So, on variable C is going to I9. So, simply we say I6 on variable C going to I9. So, it's simply 9. Then I6 on terminal C going to I6. Right? On I6 on terminal C going to I6. Right? I6. So, it is a terminal. So, we have to write in column terminal C as 6. Shift 6. Right? On terminal D, it is going to I7. On terminal D is going to I7. Right? So, in the terminal D column, we write shift 7. On D going to I7, so we have to write shift 7. Now, I7 state. What is I7 state? dot at the end. But what is the production number? Third production. What is the locate symbol? Dollar sign. So, seventh state, okay, seventh state, in locate symbol dollar, we write reduce production number 3. Reduce production number 3. Okay, is it clear? Then, I7 is over, state 7 is over, I8. What is I8? What is I8? I8 is a state having a production with dot end. The production with dot at the end. So, what is that production? It is a second production. What are the locate symbols? What are the locate symbols? What are the locate symbols? The locate symbols C and D. Locate symbols are C and D. So, eighth state, in the eighth row, in the both the columns, C column and D column, we write reduce the production number 2. Reduce the production number 2. R2 means reduce the production number 2. So we write in both the locate symbols, that is C and D. Okay. So that is a eighth state. Right? Now, ninth state. In the ninth state, if you observe the ninth state, it has the production number 2 ends with dot. Ends with dot. If the production ending with dot, then what is the production number? It is 2. So, we have to perform reduction operation, reduce operation on production 2. What is the locate symbol? The locate symbol is dollar sign. So, here in the ninth row, ninth state, dollar locate symbol, we write reduce the production number 2. Right? So, with this, the completion of the construction of the passing table. Right? So, for a given grammar, we have to add a new production, add S dash use S. Then construct all the closure groups and also the go to operation, the DFA of the closure groups from which we construct the canonical LR passing table. Right? So here there are two things we must remember. How to determine the locate symbol. For the first production, to find the locate symbol, we must consider follow of the root followed by dollar sign, which always consists dollar sign. If that root S dash is present in the grammar, it may include other symbols also, but it will not happen. So simply we says the special production S dash gives dot S followed by a dollar sign. Dot followed by variable, we must include that variable productions in the closure. Now, to find this locate symbol for these productions, we must consider first of beta A. We must consider first of beta A. First of beta A. Right? First of beta A. So, by using this one, we considered the first of the variable C, first of variable C, which is the terminal small c, small d. So, that both are the locate symbol for this one. Then we have to consider go-to operations for all the symbols followed by dot. Simply, a dot s will become s dot followed by $sign. So whatever the look ahead symbol in the closure group will be same as this. We won't change. The change only will be the position of the dot. The position of the dot will be changed from dot s to s dot. Right? So by this, we'll construct all the closure groups and go-to operations for the given grammar. Now, after constructing this DFA of the closure groups and go-to operations, then we construct our canonical LR passing table. Right? So here it will have two parts, action part and go-to part. The action part will consist the labels, column labels as terminals, and go-to part will consist the column labels as variables. Right? So, defining our DFA, we are filling all the table entries. So, using this passing table, we can construct the respective verify the example states. So, these are the groups that we have constructed now. Right? State 0, state 1, state 2, state 3, state 4, state 5, state 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? So, this is the groups that we have constructed for this given grammar. Right? Then, from this given grammar, if we consider the go-to operations, this is the go-to operations on the variables and terminals between the states. Right? So, this is the terminals and variables go-to operations between the states. From this one, we have constructed our passing table. Right? So, this is our constructed canonical LR bottom up passing method. Right? So, just we have seen how to construct each entry in this passing table. So, next comes to the using this passing table, will verify the input strings is accepted or not. So, in the next, I'm closing this section now. We'll continue with our next topic, LALR, bottom up passing method. Okay? So, I'm closing this section. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.